Massachusetts, and welcome to the Expanse that is 3-ball spare. Hello everyone, my name is Steve Kelly. I'll be with you today for a match between Ari Liebmann and Eric Mason. It's going to be a pretty fantastic match. Eric Mason is a newcomer to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, challenging Ari Liebmann down in Harvard. So without further ado, we're going to get going. That'll be Eric Mason on your right, making his ACST debut down from Maine, all the way down from Maine, talking to him before the match began. And of course, Ari Liebmann, our home bowler as well. So the two of them are ready to go. Eric Mason coming in with a substitute record of 41 and 127. Ari Liebmann with a 103 and 107 record. So we are good to go whenever they're all set to go. And without any further delay, let's go. It'll be Eric Mason to do the honors, our away bowler here at Harvard Lanes. It's been a little while since we've been down here, or I've been down here to stream a match in particular. We're on lanes 9 and 10 this evening. And here's Eric Mason starting things off with a 6-drop and an accordion right side. 5, 6, 9, 10. Mason will chop one out. And then Mason will do some masonry with another pin for an 8-box through 1. So folks, I'm Steve Kelly here to tell you the story of today's match. This is the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour brought to you by 3-ball spare conglomerate. This match was played on Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. Yes. The match format is 5 strings. 14 points are available for an ACST bowler. It may be split around between 2 points per string, 4 for total pinfall. If there's a tie, we divide those numbers in 2. Here's a 9-drop for Mr. Eric Mason. That is the 6-pin you're witnessing down there with a piece of wood in front of it. We'd prefer if it wasn't in front of it, but it's rolling ever more in front of it. Probably gonna have to play it high, the 6-pin. If you've never seen Candlepin bowling, that is what is called deadwood. We do not remove it compared to 10-pin. There's Eric Mason. He wanted to play the high wood, but he just missed it slightly to the left. This is a unique take on bowling from the heart of New England and Eastern Canada. There it is. There's the shot that I was trying to explain to you. That's a 10-box for Eric Mason. Yes, a 10-box. You get 3 balls per frame if no strikes or spares are thrown. Third ball, if you get all 10 down, it's a 10-box. That's 18 through 2 for Eric Mason. This broadcast should have subtitles and captions should you want to enable them at your leisure. Consider the transcript feature if you're watching this from YouTube later on as well. Here's Eric Mason, and he finds the head pin for a 3rd time in a row and drops 7. 3, 6, 10 this time. Again, with the pins on the right. Mason, I heard an and it results in a miss. Once again on the 3, 6, 10. Take 2. We'll take 2 of 3. That'll be 9. That's 27 through 3 for Eric Mason. The scores you see on your screen are unofficial. The bowlers maintain the official record separately. I will be leaning over to check the paper copy every now and then. Harvard Lanes is a paper scoring house, no computerized scoring here. Do the best to keep the stream score in sync. Here's Eric Mason. He finds the head pin once again, 4 times in a row. And 6 go down again. He's dropped a 6-drop in the first frame, followed by a 9-drop, then a 7-drop. This is a second 6-drop, right side check mark, 3, 5, 6, 10. He goes for the spare shot, and debris flies everywhere past the 5, which is the last pin standing. It's a Harvard welcome for Eric Mason of Maine. And he'll take the 10-box for 37 through 4. Eric Mason bowls out of Riverwalk Lanes. He's chosen that as his home house. He was talking about Riverwalk just shortly before we went on the air. I was talking with Eric Mason also before the match, and he's an avid disc golfer all throughout the area. He's down in the New Hampshire, Massachusetts bowling alleys to see what there is to offer. It's like going to, it's like moving out to LA I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. And Eric Mason will drop 7. First missed head pin of the evening, 1-2-9. Mason looking for a spare. He finds the 9 in his travels. He's going for the 1 and the 2. For the 10. It'll be an 8. That puts Eric Mason at 45 through 5. We are going to rotate boulders every 5 boxes. Eric Mason's gone 4 for 5 on the head pin, average 7.0 on the first ball. 8, 10, 9, 10, 8 are his first 5 frames. And now it's time for the home bowler, Ari Liebmann, to start things off. Ari Liebmann, it's been a little while since he's been on the program. I believe he was last seen on 3-ball spare back at Leda Lanes last season in Nashua, New Hampshire. He bowls out of Harvard now. Ari Liebmann starts off with a 5-drop Kaliri, left side, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. Ari versus the Kaliri. Had a bit of a misstep there. He's got the 4 horsemen left side, 6 box or higher. The result of the play is a 9 box, leaving the 4 pin, 9 through 1 for Ari Liebmann. So yes, Ari Liebmann last year was in Class F North Division 1. He has risen 3 classes to Class C North Division 2. Just one season of the ACST can introduce that much improvement. Ari finds the pocket, finds it a little too much. Takes 5 down. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Here we go. Ari Liebmann takes 1 on the right and 2 on the left. He took the 3, the 4, and the 7, leaving the 6 and the 10. It was a good attempt. Just a difficult split to convert. 8, 9, or 10 for Ari. He'll leave the 6. That's a 9 box. That's his second 9 box in a row. That's 18 through 2. Ari Liebmann has a season record of 103 and 107. He's bowled 15 matches this season so far in the 18-match regular season. At home, he's 53 and 45. Away, he's 50 and 62. And Ari goes to the right of the head pin, and he takes 8 pins down. Leaves the 1 and the 2. And on the 1 and the 2, Ari Liebmann spares it up, and he opens the bank of marks for the match. In fact, let's relive the memories right now. Our first mark of the match, hopefully the first of many. It was Ari Liebmann on the 1 and the 2. He's got a spare for 28 and a bonus after 3. Ari crosses over a little bit too much. He'll take a 3 fill on that spare. 31 through 3. 1 diamond, 3 triangle. And he'll find the head pin and he'll find the spare. The messenger on the 5 came in for the kick, the winning kick. Great ball. Off the left sidewall into the 5. 41 and a bonus through 4. Here comes Ari on the head pin, and he'll take 5 for his efforts, a split. 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. Oh, he'll take the 4 on the right. He almost pushes to the 7 on the left. It had a fighting chance of going. That was a really well-played ball. And that will be a 10 for Ari Liebmann, and he'll take an impressive 56.5. Eric Mason's currently 45 through 5. We're halfway through game 1 of 5 this evening at Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Eric Mason versus Ari Liebmann. And when we come back, it'll be Eric Mason who will begin for the first time today on lane number 9 here on the ACST. Eric Mason, here he is on the left lane this evening for the first time. We're on lanes 9 and 10 with 2 different ball returns apiece. Eric Mason will mix down 6 eventually with a split. 3-5, 9-10. For the spare. He takes the spare. I was a little worried about what appeared to be a drop of the ball before the foul line, but it seemed to stay on course. Let's watch that release in particular. Yeah, bam, before the foul line, and I heard it too, but it still stayed on target. Mason goes to the left of the head pin, but he's mixing down. Wow, he got a decent amount. He took 6 down. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yes, is that pin in? We go, oh yeah, that's in. You wouldn't want to hit it anyway. Oh, Eric Mason tries to clear the wood. When by clear it, I mean hit it high. But maybe thought about it a little bit too much. Went on the 6 and the 10, leaves the 3 and the 9. And then hits the cap of the wood on the target and only takes 1, leaving the 9. That's a 9 box for 70 through 7 for Eric Mason. And Eric will take 8 down on the first ball, leaving the 1 and the 8. So Eric Mason, I believe, is a substitute bowler. He's bowling in the Class C North Division 3. And he'll knock out 1 pin, sending it actually into lane 8, off screen. That's one way to clear a pin out. For the 10, he's got the 10. 80 through 8. So Eric Mason, I believe his substitute bowler inheritance statistics are he's coming in with a record of 41 and 127 with 12 matches played, with 6 matches left to bowl, not counting this one. Or counting this one, actually. Correction. He'll drop 6 here. 4, 5, 7, 8 for Eric Mason. And he says no, but it was a ball. Actually, it didn't look too bad. Just maybe had to angle it a little more. He leads the 7. Piece of wood might settle, or maybe not. I was worried it was going to settle in front of the target pin, but it didn't. 9 or 10. Plays the wood, and that's a way to get a 10. That's 90 through 9 for Mr. Eric Mason. He's got 1 more box, in case you didn't hear. Mason to the right of the head pin. Takes 4 down. He's got the 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. It would be cool if this went. He hits the head pin, but he kind of phases through the middle rows. He's got the 2, the 5, and the 7. For the 10, he'll make it 9. And that should put him at 99 through the first game for Eric Mason with 1 spare and 4 tens, a 50% perfect box percentage. 60% in the head pin with 1 split and a 6.5 first ball average. That's the story for Eric Mason through 1 game so far. When we come back, it's going to be Ari Liebmann on lane 9, our home bowler to close out the first game here on the ACST. And here's Ari Liebmann to start things off. Frame number 6. Has to get to 99 to tie. Anything higher than 99 for points. For 2 points specifically. He can get to 99 for point 1. He'll take 7 down. 3, 5, 6. Or the 3 triangle, as some call it. Liebmann for the triangle spare. He'll connect with the 6. He'll leave the 3 and the 5. And for the cleanup, he'll leave 1 pin for a 9 box for 65 through 6. Compare that to 61 through 6 for Eric Mason. Ari Liebmann has a season average of 101.3 in Class C North Division 2. Away average 99.9, home average 106.4. High single 127, high series 576. Ari finds the 1-2 pocket and gets a split, a 6-8 split. We're 1 step ahead of the kiddos. We have a 6-8 split. And Ari will take that split out and throw it in the trash because he will spare that up. Oops, said spare, not strike. 75 for Ari Liebmann through 7 plus a bonus, and let's relive the memory of the 6-8. Never forget. Here's Ari Liebmann working on a spare fill. Ari, 1-2 pocket, a big fill of 7. 3, 5, 6 triangle once again for Ari Liebmann as he's at 82 through 7, up by 12 to Eric Mason's 70 through 7. Liebmann on the retry. He this time goes on the pin on the left instead of the pin on the right, which means he overcorrected a little bit compared to the previous triangle attempt. 3, 6. They're gone for a 10. That's 92 through 8. And I just looked over to the paper copy. The 99 is confirmed. Bear with me when I pause to check that every now and then. So Ari Liebmann standing at 92 through 8. Fires downfield, takes 7, 1, 3, 6 with a wiggling 6. What'll it be? It'll be a big spare for Ari Liebmann. 102 and a bonus. Now he's in business. He's got points for the first game. He's got 2 points, and now he's working on some grand total pinfall padding early on. Beautiful ball, 1-3-6 pocket. 1-3 pocket to take the 6. 102 plus gravy in the 9th. Liebmann on the spare fill on the 1-3, and he doesn't get another triangle. He gets a break. He gets a 2-4 leave, and an 8 fill for 110 through 9. The bid for the next spare is successful. Holy moly, 120 and a bonus for Ari Liebmann. Suddenly throwing these lasers. Whatever correction he made, it's working out. A 5 mark 120 plus a fill for Ari. The follow-up on that spare fill is a 9. An appropriate celebration. A subtle woo for a 129 first game for Ari Liebmann. What a heck of an opening bid for the home bowler. Eric Mason with a 1 mark 99, also not too bad himself. So we're done with game 1. We have plenty of games to go this evening. Let's set up for game 2 here on the ACST. Class C North. Coming up next will be Eric Mason to start off game 2 in quarter 1. And welcome back. It's Eric Mason. He begins with a 3-drop. 6-pack on the right side and the 7. And a couple more go down on the spare ball. And it ends up being a leave of the 1 and the 7 for an 8 box for Eric Mason through 1. Ari Liebmann just threw a 5 mark 129, 70% perfect box percentage and a 60% head pin completion percentage. Eric Mason currently 55% on the head pin, 1 split, 4.75 first ball average. He's thrown 1 spare this evening with 4 10s. And he'll get a slightly better first ball than the previous one. A 4-drop this time, with the 5 pin missing, so it's not a 6-pack right side. Mason, a little full on the head pin. Does find it, though. He's got the 6, 7, 10 for a 10 box. The follow-up is a robbery of a 9 box. You got to be kidding me. That 7 pin slid and took a ride, but held on with all its might. So that's 17 through 2 for Eric Mason. And a 1-3 pocket hit resulted in that. Pocket shot and a 5-drop and a split. A 2-pin that slid a little. The 8, the 9, the 6, and the 10. What a leave. And that ball into the channel for Eric Mason. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10. Continued. 5 or higher. Oh, what a nice pickup, though. Oh, beautiful shot by Eric Mason. What could have been, but still pretty to witness regardless. In fact, why don't we take a look at this again? It's a 10 box, but I liked how it looked, dang it. Look at that. Wonderful way to clean it up. Let's go, 4th box. On the head pin, Eric Mason gets a pin that does a few acrobatics in the air in front of the accordion, the 4, 5, 7, 8. Mason gets left 2, leaves middle 2, the 5 and the 8. Eight, 9, or 10 for Eric Mason. He'll take an 8. That's 35 through 4. Watching the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour on 3-ball spare. A Tuesday evening in Harvard, Massachusetts. Content on 3-ball spare is proudly made and produced without the use of any generative AI. Here's Eric Mason. Masoning forward with a split. 4-10. On the 4-10, Plays the 4, a little straightforward on the wood. Looking to pick up the 10 next. It'll be a 9 for Eric Mason. That's 44 through 5, and a 1.5 game total of 143 for Eric Mason, who has an over 50% headpin completion percentage so far with 3 splits, matching Ari Liebmann 5 boxes behind him. He has a 5.85 first ball average. And when we come back in a couple of seconds here, it'll be Ari Liebmann on lane 10 here on the ACST in Class C North. And here we are, Ari Liebmann. He begins with a bit of a misfire. A 4-drop to be specific. On that 4-drop, Ari Liebmann corrects his ball to go to the head pin, but it just kind of takes a few and spares some others, and not in the good way. 2-4-5 for Ari Liebmann for a 10 box. 7 box we begin at. 8 box we end at. 8 through 1 for Ari Liebmann. Both bowlers 8 through 1. Ari Liebmann has 15 strikes, 65 spares, and 80 tens for the season. Has been getting a 40% perfect box percentage so far in his matches. 45-59 seasonal pinfall. 2nd place in his division, 6th place in the wild card positionings. Ari will mix down 7 pins. 1-8-10. And into the void for the 2nd ball. And we'll do it again. 15 through 2 for Ari Liebmann. An 8 box followed by a 7 box. Both bowlers tied at 3 splits apiece. Both bowlers relatively even in their first ball averages in the high 5s. Ari Liebmann crosses over a little bit too much. Just enough to miss the head pin. 1-7-10-3-6. Ari Liebmann in his past 5 matches has taken 42 points and has been averaging 8.4 points per match. That's basically a win per match. But he'll sail into the void between the 1 and the 7. Ari Liebmann's overall record is 103 and 107, so that would make sense in terms of the point take home, being just a little bit south of 500. And there's a nice 10 box recovery for Ari Liebmann. 25 through 3. Let's take a look at this shot again while we're waiting for the pin setter. A great shot. What could have been a great spare shot. He was on the inside of the 1-3 pocket. He's at 25 through 3. Liebmann, it's away. And he'll take the half Worcester and a couple more. He'll take 4 down. Ari Liebmann in his past 5 matches has taken 26-88 pins out of his seasonal pinfall of 45-59 pins. And he sails into the same hole where the first ball went. Can't award the same pins twice, unfortunately. Liebmann's longest streak of strings, where he's gone more than 100, has been 8 consecutive this season. And he'll take a nice out of 9, leaving the head pin. 8-7-10-9 for 34 through 4 for Ari Liebmann. Compare that to 35 through 4 for Eric Mason. Grand total pinfalls within 20. Eric Mason 1 box ahead of Ari Liebmann is at 143, down by 20 to Ari Liebmann's 163, so his lead will be 20-something. 20 plus whatever this next box is. Liebmann, that crosses over a lot. Corner to corner. He'll take 3 down. And Ari will leave. Ooh, he'll leave the 1 and the 3. Take a few more pins than I thought he was going to get. Even the head pin looks like it's eager to go down, but it'll stand up. For the follow-up, both bowlers will be markless this half. Ari Liebmann will take a nice 10 box, at least, to keep it interesting. So we're at the half. It's a 44-44 deadlock between our two bowlers. 143 Eric Mason, 173 Ari Liebmann in the total. It's a difference of 30 in Ari Liebmann's favor, and it is 44-44. I'm just confirming on the paper copy. We are good and in sync with the paper copy scoreboard. And when we come back, it'll be Eric Mason on lane 9 here on the ACST in just a couple of seconds here. Eric Mason on lane 9.
The 30's in there from Charlie. Yeah.
I would have more stats on Eric Mason, but it would appear he generally doesn't have any just yet in the ACST as he's coming in late in the season. And the stats that I have written down for him are technically for his predecessor in the same position that he's taking over for. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to necessarily discuss that regarding Eric Mason other than just his record that he's inheriting, a 41 and 127. He misses the spare. He's shooting for the 10. He collides with the wood. It gets deflected away. And the ball won't save it either. That'll be a 9 for Eric Mason, 53 through 6.
Well, you're bowling. I mean, Steve's in a freaking sweatshirt, so I mean.
I'm not bowling, though. I'm comfy. Here's Eric Mason on the 1-3 pocket. And he'll take 7 down. That's the 5-7-8 setback left. Mason on the 5-7-8. He's going to play the wood on the 7 and the 8, leaving the 5. Eric Mason of Maine. He'll make it a 9 box for 62 through 7. Eric Mason has gone 4 for 7 on the head pin with 3 splits in this game and 4 splits overall. He's 59% on the head pin. That's still a good percentage. 5.68 first ball average. 1 spare and 5-10 so far for Mr. Mason. And Eric, his opening ball is a 3-drop. Half Worcester plus the 5 on the left side. And he'll fire to the right and stay on the right. 1-3-4-7. To finish off, he's going to take 2 and leave 2 for an 8 box for 70 through 8. Eric Mason 41 and 127 with 12 matches played. That's his inheriting record. Eric Mason, 56% in the head pin this evening. Adds another one to the ledger. 3, 6, 7, 10 for Eric Mason. He drops 4. He's got 3 on the right and 1 on the left. 2 planks of wood in the center behind the 3 and the 6. And he'll spare up that split. Eric Mason doing a heck of a job on that. Making short work of that split, the 3, 6, 7, 10. A nice Harvard conversion, a Harvard conversion, a Harvard conversion. It's 80 and a bonus through 9 for Eric Mason. And he's working on a mark. Let's make it a good one. And he'll take out 4. A 4 fill in the 9th for 84 through 9. Let's see if he can spare this up. He'll connect with the 2, and he'll leave the 1, 4, 7, 8, 10. Mason for the 10 box, and he'll make it an 8. And he's got 92 in the second game for 191 in the total pinfall. 92 for Eric Mason, currently 44 through 5 for Ari Liebmann. Eric Mason still 55% on the head pin with 5 splits. Coming up next is Ari Liebmann to finish off the second game in the fourth quarter here. Ari Liebmann is currently coming back to the lanes with a 173 grand total pinfall, 1.5 games in, and a 44.5 in the second game. And I believe that was... Yes, we're just trying to get some bowling balls back here. Yeah, there we go. Since the 2 lanes have different ball returns, and there's only 1 bowler bowling on each one, cycling the balls may take an extra minute or 2, so that's just why we paused an extra moment. But here's Ari Liebmann, and he'll find 6 pins on his first ball, 1, 2, 5, 9.
Oh, I think my mom's going there at the same time. Okay, I will.
Liebmann on the head pin, and he nudges the head pin around everything else. He leaves the 2, 5, and the 9. Liebmann on the 2, 5, 9, and he'll take those out for a 10 at the very least. 54 through 6 for Ari.
Time to go read a book?
Ari Liebmann has his longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 500 in grand total pinfall at 2 consecutive. His longest winning streak where he's gone more than 7 points in a match has been 2 consecutive this season. Liebmann takes out 4. He's got the 4 horsemen and then the 8 and the 9. 189, 3, 6, 10. And Liebmann misses the object, takes everything but the object. Don't you love when that happens? I swear that happens so often when I bowl. It's like if the object pin wasn't there, I would have taken the spare no problem. Liebmann for the 10. He's got a 10. That's 3 10s in a row. That's 64 through 7. A lead of 2 over Eric Mason's 62 through 7. Ari Liebmann, average points per away match, 6.3, but his average points per home match, 7.6.
What does he have, 3 matches left? How many do you have?
Here's Ari Liebmann on lane 9. On the 1-3 pocket, finds it, and he's got yet another triangle, his favorite leave. He had mixed success in the first game with triangle leaves. It's the 2, 4, 5, and I believe it was the side that he made last time. Does he do it this time? Oh, he does it again, further proving my theory that Ari Liebmann is better with triangles on the left side than the right side. That's 74 and a bonus through 8. That was a great shot by Ari. The control, he started in the corner, it was a smooth release, it was perfect. And he's now working on a spare fill. He does it again, corner, crosses over just a little bit too much this time. He'll take a 6 fill. But he's not unhappy with the leave necessarily, because look at those planks of wood. He's got the 5, 7, 9, 10, 3 pieces of lumber. He's got an options menu of wood down there. Liebmann plays the wood and he splits them in 2, and it actually protects the pins in the center and the 7 pin as well. It was a good try. 5, 7, 9, 7, 8, 9, or 10 for Ari Liebmann as he goes for a 10 box, and he'll take 8 in the 9th for 88 through 9. He's on pace to take the second game now. He's at 88 through 9. Eric Mason threw a 92 in the second game.
Sweating so bad.
Hopefully Ari Liebmann stays hydrated, which he just paused to do. Here's Ari. He let go of that ball a little bit late, and it cost him. He takes 4 down. It was just like the delayed, when you hear the delay and the ball hitting the planks. It wasn't a lob, he just released it a little late, and that kind of messed his release up quite a bit. He finds the head pin here. Will the 6-pin go?
Oh my God,
Good try. It got hit twice.
Oh, twice. Sorry, my bad. Steve corrected me. It looked like I thought it was 3 times.
Got double tapped. For the 10. Oh, he'll get robbed of the 10 as well, but he'll take the second game at the very least. Ari Liebmann with 4 points thus far with a 97 over Eric Mason's 92. 226 for Ari Liebmann, 191 for Eric Mason. And 97-92 is confirmed as I look at the scores. That's good to know. All right, we're going to prep for the third game of this 5-game series in this ACST match on this rainy evening at Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Steve Kelly on the mic for the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour and 3-ball spare. Hope you all are doing well out there. Hope you've all had an excellent evening, and I hope you're enjoying this match. We've got 3 more great games of bowling to go here in Harvard Lanes. Let's keep going on with Eric Mason. Mason, here we go. Takes 5 down. Kaleri right side. 1, 3, 6, 10, 8. Eric Mason versus the Kaleri. He'll find the head pin. He'll find the 6-pin. He'll leave the 3, 8, 10. The mini golf version of the TV shot. He'll leave the 3 and the 8 for an 8 box. That's 8 through 1. So we welcome you to Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Historic Harvard Lanes, over 75 years old and recently renovated. Great place to bowl at. Come check it out in Harvard, Massachusetts on 204 Ayer Road. And here's Eric Mason. He'll take 7 down, 1, 3, 6. He's got a spareable shot. No wood, just a skill shot. He'll collide with the head pin. Wow, we'll get a wraparound spare. We'll take a look at that in just a moment on how that went. That was not how I expected that spare to go. That's 18 and a bonus through 2. The way he gets this spare, it's not the order in which the pins fall. That's incredibly orthodox here. He went on the 1, went on the 3, and kicked forward. One on the 6 and kicked forward to the 3. In fact, we might have time to show you it again because the pin setter is still thinking about it. See, when he releases, mostly a straight ball on the outside of the head pin into the right side wall on the 6, kicking forward to the 3. That was how that went. Mason working on a mark. He'll get a mix of 5. 1, 2, 5, 8, 9. 23 through 2. Looking for double time on the spare. He leaves the T-bone, the 1, 5, 8, 9. Eric Mason looking for a completion, and he's on the head pin, and I can't believe he left 3. 30 through 3 with a 7 box. There's a couple balls that we haven't seen in a while coming down the ball return. Eric Mason will be mixing down, well, 6. I thought more pins were going to be falling, but he's left with the center diamond and the 6 and the 10. Mason shooting for a spare, and he'll miss the head pin by a hair. He'll leave the 1 and the 2. And let's finish this off with a nice 10 box. Eric Mason understands the assignment for 40 through 4. 8, spare 5, 7, 10 is Eric Mason this game so far with 1 to go before he sits, and we say hello to Ari Liebmann once again here in Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. And Eric will take down 9, leaving the 2. Piece of wood will rest perpendicular to the front of the 2. deliberations on if the pins are in, and most are saying it's definitely in, and I think I agree as well. I mean, it's right where you want it to be anyway. Mason fires. Mason gets it for a 50 and a bonus half. 2 marks. Only 1 head pin that half. 48% on the head pin cumulatively. 5 splits. And Eric Mason has got quite a heck of an evening so far with a halftime total of 241. And Ari Liebmann's next half is coming right up here in a couple of seconds here on the ACST. Ari Liebmann on lane 10 at Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. And we are back. If you heard a ball roll, we were just trying to get some balls to return from the ball return on lane 9. Ari Liebmann on the head pin. On the pocket, a little full. Well, full and thin, I guess. That's a 5 drop. That's the 5, 6, 3, 7, 10. No wood. Ari will take the 6 and the 10 and leave the 5, the 3, and the 7. And he'll almost take it out for the 10, but the 7 pin isn't impressed by the messenger that misses its address by 1 house. It's a 9 box for Ari Liebmann. And he's still trying to get maybe more than 1 bowling ball back. So don't mind these throws. We're just literally trying to get balls to come back from the ball return. Harvard Lanes, very, very historic house, very analog in terms of operation and very old school. Similar to other places like Riverwalk Lanes.
Raiders coming down? Yeah. I'll practice for you guys. Yeah. Skeeter, you got no balls? I got a ball stuck on somewhere. I didn't know if he was going down. I was like, oh.
We're just waiting on the balls situation. But Ari has 3, I think I see on the ball return, so we should have enough to continue on at least here for a little bit. That's a 9 drop for Ari, leaves the kingpin. Ari on a single pin spare, will he get it? Yes, he will. Don't need as many balls if you throw marks, if you know what I mean. That's 19 and a bonus, through 2 for Ari Liebmann. On the kingpin, right on it, all over it. Broke it in half. So both bowlers threw a mark in the second. Let's see how Ari Liebmann fills his. Finds the head pin, finds 8 pins, finds an 8 fill, finds an 18 in the second for 27 through 2. He's got the 2 and the 8. He's shooting out for a spare. And he's got it. Emotional support wood all around the targets. But he's got a piece of wood threading the needle between the 2 and the 8. That is the key. Because it goes just like that. 2 spares for Ari Liebmann. 37 and a bonus through 3. Yeah, that wood threading the needle is the key, because if it's not there, you're kind of praying and hoping that you'll push backwards. The wood makes that much more of a certainty. This will be Ari Liebmann filling yet another mark, 2 in a row. Oh, and throws it into the 4 pin for a 1 drop on the 4 pin. A 1 fill, 38 through 3. Eric Mason, 30 through 3. That neutralizes things a little bit. Ari Liebmann doesn't mark it either. Goes to the right of the head pin. 1, 7, 10, 2, 6, 8. And yikes. And, well, that's going to be a 4 box for Ari. So he had 2 marks, but then the 1 fill in the 4 box, that brought him down a little bit. He's still up by 2 in the 4th, 42 to Eric Mason's 40. But Eric Mason does have an open mark waiting in the wings. So Ari will soldier on. Missing the head pin, but taking it eventually. That's a 7 drop. 2-4-7 for Ari Liebmann. This will not go as a head pin credit because it was not hit directly. Here's Ari in the 2-4-7, and he spares that up, and that's a good wall of defense to at least fight fire with fire when it comes to that situation with the open mark that Eric Mason has. Take a look at this again. Beautiful sweep, almost missed it. Did a nice job spinning that wood. That means Ari Liebmann is at 52 and a bonus through 5. And Eric Mason is at 50 through 5, plus a bonus as well. Both bowlers on open marks. 241 halftime total for Eric Mason plus a fill. 278 plus a fill halftime total for Ari Liebmann. And Ari Liebmann has 4 points from the first 2 games. That's your halftime update, ACST. Here's Mr. Eric Mason starting off on lane number 9. It's away. And it's a 2 fill. 52 through 5. And another 2 go down. The left side half Worcester pins are taken out. 4 down, 6 up. It'll be Eric Mason for a 7 box for 59 through 6. Eric Mason finds the pocket and almost takes a strike. He drops 9. That's the 5-pin kingpin. Piece of wood in front of it, to the right of it, with the cap right on its center in front of it. Worried about it, but maybe it won't be a problem. It isn't a problem. That's a spare. A spare is the opposite of a problem. Eric Mason, 69 and a bonus through 7. He redlined it too. Living dangerously. But it went. The follow-up. It's away. 3-6 pocket. 5 go down. 5 spare fill. 74 through 7. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. Eric Mason on the head pin a little bit full. It does take the 7. He's got the 2, 4, 8. And he'll finish this off with a 9 box, leaving the 2 for 83 through 8. 2 boxes to go for Eric Mason. Eric Mason to the right of the head pin, and he'll take 3 down. The 5, the 3, the 9. Those are the pins taken out. Everything else is standing. It's a half Worcester right side, plus a friend, the 5-pin kingpin that goes with it. Eric Mason goes to the left, crosses over. He's got the 1, 6, 10. 7, 8, 9, or 10 box for Mr. Mason in the 9th. It becomes a 10 box, 93 through 9. Eric Mason's thrown 5 spares and 7 10 boxes, 41% perfect box percentage this evening. 45% on the pin 5 splits. Mason, 1-3 pocket. 7 go down eventually. And it's a split. It's the 2, 4, 10. And Mason will kick a piece of wood and the 2 slides. Oh, wow. That went flying. Nope, it stayed on. Eric turns around in disbelief. Yeah.
No, it stayed on, yeah.
But Wow, that thing moved. That thing took a trip. Hey. Yeah, how about that? That's a leave we won't ever see again. That's a nice 10 box for Eric Mason. Oh my goodness, that's a 103 in the 10th for Eric Mason. 99, 92, 103. 3-game total at 204 for Eric Mason. He goes 3 for 10 in the head pin this game with 1 split, and he's overall 47% on the head pin with 6 splits, averaging 5.6 on the first ball. I didn't catch the slide. I didn't press the replay button fast enough, but I did get the 10 box at least. Yeah, this is quite a leave, but he figured it out. That's how you hit him. Just love that whole thing. $52 and a bonus through 5 for Ari Liebmann. Coming back on a mark. Throws it very tacitly, and it benefits a lot. He drops 9. That was a big change in how he threw that ball compared to his previous throws. 6 pin, single pin spare. 9 fill, 61 after 5. And oof, into the right channel. Well, at least he got a good 9 fill out of it. He'll get a 9 or a 10 box in the 6th. Makes it a 10 box for 71 through 6. He's 4 for 6 on the head pin with 1 split this evening in this game. And cumulatively, our Liebmann is currently 12 head pin shots, 46%, 5 splits, 5.93 first ball average. 9 spares, 7 tens. Here's Ari Liebmann. Finds the head pin once again, takes a down. He's got the 5-10. But he has some helper wood. At least 1 piece, maybe 2. And if that stops in the ooh. Actually, that's serviceable. I don't know how serviceable. Better than no wood. Ari, goes into the channel. That'll be -1. It's one of those shots where don't think about it too much, maybe. I guess that's the takeaway. That's going to be a 9 box then for Ari Liebmann. That's 80 through 7.
I actually think if you went down the middle and hit the cap, I think you get both of them. What? If you would have gone down the middle and hit that cap, that would. He would have taken both of them. Yeah.
He's just going to clear a pin in the gutter there on the left.
Oh, my sore. This is going to be fun. I can't put my shoes on.
Here's Ari. Takes 4 down. I mean 6 down, 4 standing. 1, 2, 8, 9. On the 1, 2, 8, 9. That ball drifts to the left. Bit of a misfire there. Not quite sure what happened. And then Ari will connect with most of the pins, leaving the 2 for a 9 box. That's still 89 through 8. He's ahead by 6 in the 8th. Ari Liebmann with 4 points so far, looking for his points 5 and 6. Does not necessarily need a mark to get there. 2 10s will do it. And a couple of other combinations will as well that don't involve marks. But Ari Liebmann will connect with a 1, 2, and he'll mix down 9. And that's the 5-pin kingpin. Single pin spare with 2 pieces of wood hanging around. We're going to find out if Ari Liebmann takes this for 99 and a bonus through 9. What'll it be? What'll it be, chat? It'll be a spare, chat. That's 99 and a bonus for Mr. Ari Liebmann. Again, corner to center. I keep watching that release. When Ari Liebmann is doing that, he can find the pocket no problem. He's finding it 48% of the time on the first ball. Liebmann takes 4. 103 through 9, so that's a tie in this game. Guaranteed 1 point. This will be for point number 2. Point number 2 is secured. Ari Liebmann has 6 points, 3 games in. Leaves the head pin, no mark. Tracking for 112 or 113. Result of the play is a 10 and a 113. Game 3 for Mr. Ari Liebmann. And that puts him at a 339, 3-game total with a 129, a 97, and a 113. Eric Mason with a 99, a 92, and a 103 for 294. I'm just double-checking the scores. I see 103, and I see 113. Yes, we are good. 3 games in. These scores are in sync with the paper copy the bowlers maintain. All right, we are done with Game 3. Let's move on to Game 4 in just a moment here. It'll be Eric Mason on lane 10 in just a couple of seconds here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. How are you all? Steve Kelly again. Great to see you. And let's go to Game 4. Eric Mason gets a pretty mix of 7. Missed the head pin by a country mile, but got a great mix. Mason on the head pin. Oh my goodness, I thought that would have gone. Maybe with a little less velocity. That's the 2 and the 6 for Eric Mason. For a 10, he'll make it a 9. 9 through 1. Eric Mason, the disc golfer and candlepin bowler here at Harvard. Here he is, Eric Mason, to the right of the head pin. He takes 4 down. He's got the 6-pack left side. That's 6 pins on the left side, brought to you by the bar at Harvard Lanes. Do check it out. Fuel between frames at Harvard Lanes. That's what the menu card says right in front of me. So when you're here, there's plenty of things like all kinds of pizzas, chicken fingers, pretzel bites, mozzarella sticks, tater tots, fries, sodas, IPAs, beers. You name it, they've got it. I totally didn't have a cheat sheet right in front of me with literally the menu, but do check it out when you're at Harvard Lanes. The pizza does smell particularly great. Mason on lane 10. It's another 6-pack on the right side. 6-pack followed by a 6-pack. I guess we were having a sale somewhere or a wholesale club or something. I don't know. 3 of 6 cans go down for Eric Mason on the spare attempt. Three remaining. 1 stands after the third ball for a third 9-box for 27 through 3 for Eric Mason. Eric Mason, a fresh face in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Oh, he takes 3 down. Now he's got a 6-pack left in the 10. He's got 3 leaves in the past 3 boxes that he turned into 9 boxes. Just the spare shots were gnarly. Mason fires, crosses over past the head pin. The 1 and the 10 are left standing. And the piece of wood messenger grazes the head pin but doesn't take it. Just the 1 and the 10 for Eric Mason. Oh, and he'll break the streak of 9s. That'll be an 8-box for 35 through 4. Oh, and Eric Mason almost takes a strike. He drops all but the 6-pin. And Eric Mason will pin that out. 45.5 for Eric Mason. That is confirmed, just double checking. So no marks so far for Eric Mason this game. Only one headpin shot. He's gone down to 43% in the headpin with 6 splits, 5.55 first ball average. And Ari Liebmann will be continuing on lane 10 in just a couple of seconds here on the ACST. Here he is. And 5 go down. Not on the headpin. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 for Ari Liebmann. No wood whatsoever down there. And he'll take the 6 and he'll leave the 1, 2, 4, 10. The follow-up. It'll be a leave of the 1 and the 10 for an 8 box for Ari Liebmann. Here's a profile of our bowler Ari Liebmann this evening, in case you missed it earlier. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 18 strikes, 65 spares, and 65 tens out of his 15, 65, 80 strikes, spares, and tens for the season. Ari Liebmann will take 6 down. 1, 3, 6, 10. Four standing, 6 down for Ari Liebmann, and he'll miss the pocket. He'll take the 3 and the 6. And Ari gets a pretty 10. Hey, if we can't get marks, we'll settle for pretty 10 boxes. That's 18 through 2 for Ari Liebmann. Since we haven't had a mark in a little while, let's spotlight this shot. Just pretend it's a spare. Look at the way it goes. These spinny, spinny, spinny pins. You know, it kind of reminds me of a certain situation we had at Boutwell's Bowling Center with Dino Dellis, who got a similar, very pretty 10 box off a spinny pin. It was on the 7 pin, though. Speaking of spinny pins, there's a spinny messenger, trips a bunch of them in the back. 6 go down for Ari Liebmann. He missed the head pin. He's got the center inverted check mark, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Lawrence Welk. Liebmann fires upon it, on the pocket, takes the middle triangle, leaves the 4. Gave it his all, but the 4 pin gave none. And there's a 10 box for Ari Liebmann at 28 through 3, just up by 1 over Eric Mason's 27 through 3. We haven't seen a mark in 8 boxes. In this game, at least. 9 boxes, I guess, if you reach back to game 3. Ari Liebmann, box 4. It's away. It doesn't quite meet the head pin. It doesn't quite cross over enough. It's a 6 drop, 1, 7, 10, 2. For Mr. Liebmann. And to get on the head pin, it takes a little more than just that to take this split. He takes 2 and leaves the 2 and the 10. He did find the head pin, though, so that is a honorable mention. He'll take a 9 in the 4th for 37 through 4. We are markless 9 boxes into this 4th game across 2 bowlers. Both bowlers have 6 splits apiece, and they're starting to even out in terms of the head pin completion percentages. But Ari Liebmann has more fill totals than Eric Mason, and I think that's making a difference in the long haul. He's about plus 38 in the bonus pins off of fills, and then when you look at things like the grand total pinfall, then things start to make a little bit more sense. That's a 2 drop for Ari Liebmann. Ari on the head pin a little full. I even saw one pin even jump a little bit. He leaves the 3, the 2, and the 6. And he's just looking to finish out this box, and we will go markless for 10 boxes straight. That's an 8 box for Ari Liebmann, and both bowlers are at 45 through 5. Both bowlers struggling tremendously to get on the head pin this game. We've only seen one from Eric Mason. Bunch of 8s, 9s, and 10s. Look at that. Would you look at that? But things are starting to even out in the secondary stats a little bit as well, but it's still a difference of a little bit in Ari Liebmann's favor, 45 to be specific. It'll be Eric Mason starting out on lane 9 to continue this game. We're in the 3rd quarter of the 4th game. It's his 2nd half. Eric Mason begins on the 1-3 pocket. Explodes 7. That was on the head pin. 5-8-10. Mason to the left. Nothing. To finish things off, he's going to take 2 and leave 1 for a 9 in the 6 for 54 through 6. Mason, lane 9. Mr. Eric Mason takes 6 down. He's got a triangle. I mean a diamond, excuse me. A diamond. 3, 5, 6, 9. My brain said diamond. My mouth said triangle. Mason takes 2 of 4 of the diamond. Leaves the 5 and the 9. And Mason will take yet another 9 box. It's the 8, 9, and 10 show between Eric Mason and Ari Liebmann in this game. Whoever can break out of this curse in a positive way probably has the game. It's 63 through 7 for Eric Mason, who's gone perfect on the head pin since the 5th box. And here he is. Oh, just narrowly missing the head pin. Could have sworn if you moved it a millimeter to the left, it would have found it. 1, 2, 4, 7 drop for Eric Mason. A spare leave. Mason on the head pin. Oh, a little full. It goes straight back, kicks the wood, which takes the 4, but the 2 is in the middle of it all. It doesn't go. And it's another 10 box in the 8, 9, and 10 invitational. Eric Mason at 73 through 8. Here's Eric Mason, and he'll go to the right of the head pin. 5 go down this time. 1, 2, 6, 8, 10. Piece of wood settling behind the lip between the plate and the planks. We'll see how much damage he can do here. And Mason takes down all but the head pin. All but the object pin. Ends up being a 9 box, 82 through 9 for Eric Mason. Here's Eric. 3 in the back left corner taken out, 4, 7, 8. The follow-up to the right of the head pin this time, 1 in the 2. This will be a markless game for Eric Mason. He had a 3 mark game in the last game, and 1 mark in game 1 and 1 mark in game 2. He'll take a 10 box here. A nice perfect game of 8s, 9s, and 10s. That's got to be worth something. I'll tell you what it's worth. It's worth 92 for Eric Mason. 4 games in, 386 4-game total. 43% of the head pin with 7 splits. The 92 is confirmed as I look over to the paper copy. Coming up next is Ari Liebmann. He'll be on lane number 9 to finish off game 4. And here is Ari Liebmann. Box number 6. Ooh, a corner to center ball. Nice ball, just not much of a leave he could do with. 4-5, 7-8. No wood. With 4 standing, Ari Liebmann takes 3 and leaves the 5. It's 9 or 10 for Ari Liebmann, and he'll take it. He'll make it a 9. You see, we have a theme going on here. 8s, 9s, or 10s only. It's 54 through 6 for both bowlers. We've yet to see a strike this evening. We've gotten close with some 9 drops. Not much else. Ari on the 1-3 pocket. 6 go down. The 2 diamond. 2, 4, 5, 8. Oh, and he drifts over to the left. As he says it, you gotta hit it. I agree. You gotta hit it. 6 or higher. He'll take all but the object pin for a 9. Another 9. 63 through 7. The mark drought is 18 boxes. That'll be your DHT value if you play competitive Tetris. You'll be familiar with that stat, the drought stat. Apparently it comes to Candlepin bowling. It's a split for Ari Liebmann, 5-7. And Ari Liebmann will take the 5 and leave the 7. Piece of wood, now that is out. I can guarantee you that piece of wood is out. We're hoping it rolls into the channel. That's Jeff Little going down to retrieve a pin. And we will see Jeff Little on my program relatively soon. He will be facing Paul Mativier, actually here at Harvard. And I am on deck to stream them. So here's a little preview of Jeff Little. We'll be seeing plenty more of him later on. Liebmann takes it for the 10. Both bowlers are at 73 through 8. 19 straight boxes without marks across both bowlers. But we haven't seen anything lower than an 8 box. So we're cursed and also stuck in this limbo. There's a 6 drop for Ari Liebmann. 4, 6, 7, 10, and that wood is disgusting. 2 planks of wood, one is, ugh. It's all in, it's just ugly. Very uggo. For the uggo split, that is not how you, that is most unfortunate. That's going to be a 6 box for Ari Liebmann, 79 through 9. I was going to say, try anything, but don't try the gutter. Unfortunately, that took everything. Oh no, that's the first box in a long time we've seen something under 8. Ari Liebmann did it, 79 through 9, and that could potentially cost him the game here. Let's find out. And he'll chop 2. It's a half Worcester on the left side. Liebmann on the 1-3 pocket. He finds it, but he can't mark it. We will go an entire game without a mark. 5-7 for Ari Liebmann. 8, 9, or 10. He's back on the 8, 9, or 10 train. Just the 6 box messed up our feng shui. That's a 9 for Ari Liebmann. It won't be enough to take the 4th game. It's 2 points for Eric Mason, 6 for Ari Liebmann in the 4th. 92 Eric Mason, 88 for Ari Liebmann, and that is confirmed. I see that now. 386, 4 games in for Eric Mason. 427, 4 games in for Ari Liebmann. And we're going to move on to the 5th and final game here momentarily here on the ACST. Steve Kelly on the mic for 3-ball spare. It's good to have you along here in Harvard Lanes. Welcome to Game 5. It's worth 4 points for the grand total pinfall if you can take it in the 5th game, and it's also worth 2 points for the string as well, so I like to think of it as a big 6-pointer game. Let's find out who takes it. Bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Eric Mason will chop 1 on the 10 pin to start out the 5th game. Ari Liebmann comes into this game leading in the total by 41 and has 6 guaranteed points. Eric Mason has 2 guaranteed points. He's fighting for more. Can he overcome the 41-pin deficit, the 41-pin handicap, essentially? He'll start off with a 6-box. Mr. Eric Mason takes 5 down. It's a Kaleri on the right side. Oh, it's okay. So Eric Mason threw a 6-box. I guess that matches Ari Liebmann's 6 from the 9th frame of the previous game. I guess we're keeping it very consistent. Again, we've had more than 1 game's worth of a mark drought. That's a 7-box for Eric Mason for 13 through 2. Lane's just taking a second to reset there. We might have to pause for a possible peanut butter and jam situation. I don't know. I think we're okay for the moment, but we'll find out. Eric Mason takes 9 out. And he's got a spare leave of a single pin with wood. It's the 9-pin with wood. Diagonal. It's not a total disaster, but it's still scattering. Actually, there is an opening to hit. Well, no, there was. Now there isn't. The wood's not in a bad place, though. There it is, Eric Mason, our first mark in at least a game. A little more than a game. 23 and a bonus. Through 3 for Eric Mason on that single pin. Finally gets us out of 8, 9, 10 Hades. 23 and a bonus through 3. Eric Mason finds the head pin and gets a weird mix, but a good fill of 7 and a split. 3, 9, 10. And it looks like it's going to be a clean 3, 9, 10 with basically no wood in the picture. Mason playing it. Plays the wood. Don't think he meant to. He sweeps on the 9 and the 10, leaving the 3. And ooh, that ball went way off course. That'll be a 9 in the 4th for 39 through 4 for Eric Mason. 43% on the head pin. 8 splits. A 5.56 first ball average. 8 splits. 39% perfect box percentage for the evening. Ari Liebmann's at 53 by comparison. Mason on the 1-2 pocket. 3-5. Works down 8. Be nice if he could sit on a spare. Unfortunately, he drifts to the right. And he'll finish the half with an 8 box through 5. Eric Mason's at 47 through 5. 3 for 5 in the head pin this game with 1 split, and overall 44% in the head pin with 8 splits. 5.66 first ball average. Ari Liebmann came into this 5th game with effectively a 41 pin handicap. That was how much he was ahead in the grand total pinfall. And he has 6 guaranteed points to set the stage for his next 5 boxes. And his final first 5 boxes on lane 10 for the evening. Here on the ACST, Class C North at Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Ari Liebmann warming up. And off he goes. Ari Liebmann to the right of the head pin. Takes 6 down. 1, 4, 7, 9. Kaleri minus the 2. And Liebmann, oh, he sails where that 2 pin would have gone. Had it been there, he probably would have taken the 2, 4, 7. And he finds the head pin there, but he only takes 2 of 2, or 2 of 4 for an 8 box, 8 through 1. Ari Liebmann, in his 15 matches played, he has 9 matches where he hasn't gone with double-digit wins. He'll take 3 out here. And Ari Liebmann's longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 500 in grand total pinfall has been 2 consecutive this season so far. He's gone 2 matches in a row where he's gone double digits in terms of point take-home consecutively. 2 in a row. He got no mark here. He takes a 6 box in the second for 14 through 2, leading by 1 over Eric Mason's 13 through 2. Ari Liebmann on the 1-2 pocket takes 7 down. 3-7-9 is the leave for the spare. Piece of wood far out in front of the 7, perpendicular. Let's see what he can do. Ari fires upon the 3 and only takes the 3. Deflected and stuffed. 7-9 now. For an 8, 9, or 10 box. Ari will play the 7, and he'll take a 9 for 23 through 3. Down by 7 to Eric Mason's 30 through 3. At Harvard Lanes, a 75-plus-year-old Candlepin bowling alley. Since 1950, Ari Liebmann will take 2 down. 4-7. There's a lot of retro pinball machines at Harvard Lanes, like a huge amount. So if you're into pinball, do check it out. And Ari Liebmann almost spares it up. He leaves the 2. A messenger comes spinning around, but doesn't quite make it to the 2. Ari hits a piece of wood on the cap, and he'll take a 9 box for 32 through 4, and Eric Mason's at 39 through 4. Harvard Lane's reopened after its renovation in June and October of 2024, kind of like a soft opening followed by a grand reopening. I remember the June 2024 update as the ACBT Finals, which I bold in here, and some of the B-roll you see is actually from that day. That's a 6-drop and a split for Ari Liebmann. Yikes, 5-7, 10-8. There is some wood between the 5 and the 10, so there is hope for a spare. Ari sees that, and yeah, there it is. That was precisely the shot that I was thinking of. How about that? Beautiful. Look at this. On the cap, too. The double buffered wood made that possible. That's 42 in a bonus through 5 for Ari Liebmann, 47 for Eric Mason, and those scores are confirmed. Eric Mason to bowl his final 5 boxes on lane 9 this evening, and he'll be starting right now. Mason, 1-3 pocket. 4-7-8. Triangle, 4 triangle. Mason. Ball goes into some other dimension. Third ball bounces, takes the 8. 8 box, 55 through 6 for Eric Mason. Eric Mason on the 3-6 pocket. Takes down 5. Leaves an assortment of pins in the center. It's the 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. He fires on that cluster, and he takes all but the 9. A sleeper. Hard to take both. Mason makes it a 9. First 64 through 7. Eric Mason of Maine. From the Kennebunk area, I believe. If I remember what he told me before the match. Mason's on the 1-2 pocket. Takes 7 down. 3, 5, 10. Oh, that wood is going to be ugly. You got to hit it high on the cap on the left side. Oh, starts with hitting it though. Takes 2 pins out by proxy. This will be for a 9 or a 10. It's a 9. 73 through 8 for Eric Mason. He's got 2 boxes to go. Here's Eric Mason, and he'll take out the 6 and the 9. A 2-drop. Mason on the 1-3 pocket. He finds it. He leaves the 2 and the 4 on the second ball. And to finish it out, he'll take a 10 in the 9th for 83. He's at 469 in the grand total pinfall with 1 box remaining. 99, 92, 103, 92, and an in-progress 83 with 1 box to go for the evening for Eric Mason. And it's away, just slightly west of the headpin. 136, 7-drop. Can he go out with a spare? Oh, just misses it a little bit. And gets deflected off the wood on the head pin. Takes an 8. That will be a 91 fifth game for Eric Mason. That brings his total this evening to 477 with a 99, a 92, a 103, a 92, and then a 91. Eric Mason, 6 spares, 12 10s this evening. 44% of the head pin with 9 splits. 5.62 first ball average. Coming up next to finish off the evening will be Ari Liebmann for the fourth quarter of the fifth game here on the ACST at Harvard, Massachusetts at Harvard Lanes. Don't go anywhere. Here he is, Ari Liebmann, to finish off the evening. I'd like to thank our ACST committee members, including our league commissioner, Danny Finn, our Class C treasurer is Anthony Karen, statistician Mike Imperato, staff at Harvard Lanes, owner is Jim Shook. 2 drop for Ari Liebmann, 2 fill, 44 through 5. And he's on the outside of the head pin, he wiggles everything, but the 10 pin stands. Thank you for watching. I hope this was a pleasant viewing experience for you this evening. I want you to check out immediately following the end of this match for a highlight reel of some of the greatest shots we saw all night, all packaged together. That'll be a 9-box for Ari Liebmann. That'll be 53 through 6. If you can't get enough of Candlepin Bowling, I invite you to check out the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook as well as YouTube. There's also my channel, 3-Ball Spare. There's Candlepin Bowling Network as well. YouTube, Facebook, etc. And here is Ari Liebmann. First ball, another half Worcester. You got to be kidding me. Second 2 drop in a row. Ari Liebmann has secured the total at this point, though, so he will have 4 more points in his name. He's got 10. He's gunning for 12. Liebmann. Oh, he misses the head pin, but he finds the 5, oddly enough, and he slides the 10 a little bit. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 for Ari Liebmann. Second time tonight we've seen a pin slide quite a bit, but not go. And I heard words come out of Ari Liebmann's mouth on that ball. That'll be a 7 for Ari. That's 60 through 7. Ari Liebmann to the right of the head pin. Just having trouble finding it now, but he's got a makeable spare. 1, 2, 4, 7. Ari on the 4 horsemen. Oh, just misses the head pin by a little bit. Harvard Lanes is it's a house where you can miss by just a little bit and it can mean the world. Don't I know it from the Pro Series event, Pro Series finals. That'll be a 10-box for Ari. 70 through 8. He's down by 3 to Eric Mason 73 through 8 at the equivalent point in the game. But Ari has secured the grand total pinfall by 20 and counting, 2 boxes behind Eric Mason. So we'll see if he can get 2 additional points, and it might be a 12-2 distribution in Ari Liebmann's favor this evening, but we'll find out. And Ari finds the head pin. He finds 8 pins. 6 and 9 are standing. And that piece of wood, yes, Ari said what I was thinking, might be out. Might be just barely on the line. Eric will check to be sure. And it seems it's in. I would have believed either one, honestly. Ari on the 6-9, shooting for a spare. Oh, and he gets it. He takes it. 6-9, conquered. Just barely riding that rail. God, he almost could have thrown it directly into the gutter had it just been a little bit more to the right. 80 and a bonus through 9. And he finds the head pin. He finds 6 pins. He fills with 6. That'll be 44% on the head pin for both bowlers this evening. Both bowlers went 22 for 50. Eric Mason 9 splits. Ari Liebmann 11 splits. And both bowlers averaged 5.6 on the first ball, except Eric Mason averages 5.62 on the first ball. Wow. Ari looking to get a pretty spare. He takes everything with a 6. But he will take the 5th game. That's going to be 12 points for Ari Liebmann this evening. 9 or 10. And it will be a 9. That's a 95. 5th game for Ari Liebmann. And that is ball game. It's 5:22 for Ari Liebmann and 4:77 for Eric Mason. Their stats are very, very similar if you look at the granulars, especially the head pin completion percentage. But the fills, oh my goodness, the fills. That's what really propelled Ari Liebmann forward. It's little stats like that that really kind of make you think. So our total this evening is 12 points for Ari Liebmann and 2 for Eric Mason. That means Ari Liebmann moves to a positive record now, 115 and 109. Eric Mason got a bit of a hill to climb as a substitute bowler in the ACST. He moves to 43 and 139. And I'll give you some graphs for the evening for the match analysis and everything. If you like additional data, take a good look at this and pause the video if you want to see more, or check out the whole thing. That's be if you're a stats graphs person again. Anyways, so that should just about be it for us here at Harvard Lanes in Harvard, Massachusetts. Stay tuned immediately following the end of this broadcast for a highlight reel. Just give me about 30 seconds to a minute or so just to put it together for you. But anyways, for Eric Mason, Ari Liebmann, I'm Steve Kelly for 3 Ball Spare. And for the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour at Harvard Lanes. We'll see you at the next one. Have a great one, everybody. And on the 1 and the 2, Ari Liebmann spares it up. And he'll find the head pin and he'll find the spare. For the spare. He takes the spare. And Ari will take that split out and throw it in the trash. What'll it be? It'll be a big spare for 110 through 9. The bid for the next spare is continued. 5 or higher. Oh, what a nice pickup, though. Oh, beautiful shot by Eric Mason. Well, being just a little bit south of 500. And there's a nice 10-box recovery for Ari Liebmann. 25 through. For the follow-up, both bowlers will be markless this half. Ari Liebmann will take a nice 10-box, at least to keep 2 planks of wood in the center behind the 3 and the 6. And he'll spare up that split. It's the 2-4-5, and I believe it was the side that he made last time. Does he do it this time? Oh, he does it again. Further proving my theory. He's got a spareable shot. No wood, just a skill shot. He'll collide with the head pin. Wow, get a wrap. I want it to be anyway. Mason fires. Mason gets it for a 50 and a bonus. Ari on a single pin spare. Will he get it? Yes, he will. But he's got a piece of wood threading the needle between the 2 and the 8. That is the key. Because it goes just like that. 2 spare. Here's Ari in the 2-4-7, and he spares that up, and that's a good wall on its center in front of it. Worried about it, but maybe it won't be a problem. It isn't a problem. That's a spare. But wow, that thing moved. That thing took a trip. Hey. Yeah, how about that? What'll it be? What'll it be, chat? It'll be a spare, chat. That's 99 and a bonus. And Ari gets a pretty 10. The wood's not in a bad place, though. There it is, Eric Mason, our first mark, so there is hope for a spare. Ari sees that, and yeah, there it is. That was precisely. Ari on the 6-9, shooting for a spare. Oh, and he gets it.